Hey guys, welcome back to Black Clover Mobile. In today's video, we're doing our reroll guide for the game, and it's looking like rerolls are going to be pretty good for global. Now, I have a bunch of things on the screen at the moment that I want to go through, but for those that are just looking for a rough estimate of how rerolls will go, the big thing is that the delete account button should be back in, but we'll talk about that in a sec. So when we look at time to reroll, I've got some breakpoints here, and if any of these breakpoints or the amount of summons required changes, I'll leave it in the pinned comment because I am basing this off the Canadian version. So if global gives us extra pre-reg rewards, I'll add that to pinned comment. So the summon tutorial you unlock after about 7 minutes. From there, I'm not including the tutorial summons that you get, which is a free 10 pull, which guarantees everyone to get a Charlotte. That 10 pull, I'm not including that. You get another 10 pull in the mail at this point, which is nice. So that's 10 pulls of the reroll. I don't include the beginner 10 pull that it gives you because you can only get Charlotte. You can't get any other SSR characters. So that's why I don't include that one. Then once you clear chapter 1 episode 5, you'll unlock the pre-registration rewards, which has 20 summon tickets, which is really nice. Now that you'll unlock that after about 17 minutes when I was timing myself. However, you've then also got all your premium currency, which can net you another 9 summons. However, if you play for another 3 minutes, you can get that extra summons worth to do a 10 pull. So that's why I've got 17 to 20 minutes for 29 to 30. Keep in mind, you've also got your free daily summon that you can do on top, so that's one on top of that. But that would give you, after 17 to 20 minutes, you're going to have a 40 summon total, and then you got to complete Saucy Village to unlock the select summon, they call it, where you get 20 multi summons, and that is going to take 37 minutes to get to. So in general, my process is going to be, for most people, I would say reroll to the 7 minutes and then see if you like your first 10 pull. If you don't, delete the account, or you can reroll to the 17 to 20 minute range, do 40 total reroll pulls, and then see if you like that and delete it. Me personally, I'm probably going to do the chapter 1 ep 5, roll to there, then delete if I don't like it. So that is like the TLDR version for people. Now we're going to go through all my other notes, and then we'll go through like the more in-depth process. So this one over here, servers. There are multiple servers in the game. If we go over here and we take a look at the game, and you can see, no, you can't because my head's in the way. But if I remove my head, you can see that I've got CA there. There are going to be more servers than that on global. So if we jump back over to this page here, you can see that the servers are US, CA, SA, TW, TH, EU, AS, WS. Don't really know what all of them are for off the top of my head, but for me personally, because I'm in Australia, I get put onto the AS server, which is the Asia server, so I want to play on the US server. So what you have to do is you have to activate a VPN before you boot up the game for the first time, and it will make your game bound to that server. And from then, you don't have to ever activate the VPN again. However, if you messed up and you forgot to activate your VPN, what I found I could do basically on the pre-download is uninstall, reinstall, and then once you've reinstalled, make sure you have your VPN active when you boot up the game, and it will give you that server. So my phone currently is set to the US server. So that's the first thing with servers. There are different servers, and that's the way you get around it, by using a VPN the first time you boot up the game. Now, when we move past that, the other thing that we have in the game is going to be the delete account. So if you guys have been paying attention to what happened with both the KRJP version, where you could just delete your account in game, which is really nice, and then the Canadian version, you couldn't. There was no delete accounts. You just had to use multiple emails. From what I've heard, the global version should have the delete account function working. So for those who aren't sure what I'm talking about, when you go over here and you go into options and you go to account, this delete account button on Canada, it takes you to a website, and it has one of those long drawn out things where it's like, maybe you get deleted, you got to go to like, it just doesn't work essentially. But on the JPKR version, it just deletes your account, brings you back to the home screen, and you go again. And we've been told that on global, this delete account will just delete your account, bring you back to the home screen so you can reroll. This is the biggest thing for global, for fast rerolls. I absolutely love it. And I'm hoping like hell that they do stick with this and they leave it working. If not, what you'll have to do is you'll just have to have a bunch of emails and keep swapping your account, which really, really sucks. But that is what we're looking at for that. Moving on from that, the next thing I've got here, emulators. Account ID is given before you download the resources. In some games, if you're using an emulator, you can download all the resources on one instance and then clone that and then jump into it. However, this game gives you your ID before downloading resources, so you can't do that. But because we do have the the delete account button, it's not as big of an issue for emulators. And then speeding up the run, I've got here skip alt animations and then enable 3x speed and auto in combat. So if we jump back over here into the game, this is one of the ones that I was just testing the reroll speed on. If you go into the options and we go to game, you can hit auto skip. This is going to skip your alt animations, make all the combat a lot faster. And then when you're in combat, up the top right, it'll have the 1x, you just click it twice, it'll take it to 3x speed. And then also you just click auto combat, so you don't have to pay attention. You can just do it in the background while you're doing stuff and it just happens quickly. So those are the next two things that you want to look to. Moving on past that, what else? Account and name. So because the delete account function is going to work, we're just going to log in as guest when you open up the game. That's going to be an important thing. And then you bind it when you're happy. And then if you're not happy with the account, you obviously just delete it and you go again. And then the name thing, there's no limit on name usage. That's based on the Canadian version. So if we jump back over here into Black Clover and you look at my account here, it is Vulcan. I've got, there's probably like 15 Vulcans on the Canadian server. So that works. If it changes on global, that would suck. But so far, based on Canada, it doesn't. But if you're not too sure and you're a bit scared of it, you can just put a dummy name in and then you can swap it once you get an account you like. So either way is going to be fine. So that's pretty much everything to do with the rerolls. Like I said, you choose your breakpoint here that you want to go through. You do your summons. If you like your account, you keep it, you bind it to your Google or whatever. If you don't, you go ahead, delete the account and go again. Now, the one other thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to go a bit more in depth because I did record myself doing a test run through. So I want to show you guys the kind of timings. Down the bottom here, you can see I'm at 7 minutes and 13 seconds. This is the point in the game. I'm not going to do a full run through because it just takes too long and the tutorial is pretty self-explanatory. But this is where we're going to unlock the summons for the first time. And when you unlock it, you do get the tutorial summon, which is going to be that first 10 pull you get, which gives you a guaranteed Charlotte. Now you can get differing amounts of SRs in this pool, but in general, you just get a Charlotte, then hopefully, you know, cross your fingers, you get like a Charmy from the SRs from this one, but that is that pool. So I don't consider this in my reroll pools because it's not really, you can't really get any good SSRs from it. You just get the Charlotte. But then once you've done that pool there, you'll see I'll go over into the mail and you'll have some summons in the mail. Once again, this is based on Canadian version. If it does change on global version, I will update you guys, but there's that 10 pool in the mail. So you can bounce out and you can go ahead and you can pop that 10 pull, and that can be that first summon along the way. And if we look here, you can see that by the time I do this pull, I'm about 8 minutes and 10 seconds into the game at the moment. So if I was doing the shorter reroll version, then I would, and I didn't like what I got, then I would just delete the account here and I would move on. Just keep in mind, we will have different banners on global. I'm just slapping into the standard banner here because I'm just testing the speeds. But you know, if you didn't like it there and you want to do the short reroll, that is where you would exit and you would delete your account. Otherwise, you can keep progressing onwards, going through this stuff. Now, keep in mind, in combat, you can abuse the assist units from other players, but right at global launch, there won't be many good assist units. The other thing I want to show you guys is this, the pre-reg event, which is, let's see if I can get there. Let's see if I can stop it on it. Here we go. So this is going to be where you see the pre-register event that you have, which is the way you actually get that extra 10 pull, and it'll show you that you've got to clear 1-5. Once again, this is based on Canadian version. If that changes, I will update it in the pinned comment. But if I just play here and then I pause it and we go to events, we tab across, there it is. So this one here, this is the pre-reg rewards. It gives you this this basket, which gives you a bunch of rewards, but you got to clear chapter 1, episode 5 to go ahead and get it. So that's where we're going to just boost through. It takes honestly no time. So this is here we've cleared up to chapter 1, episode 5. I don't know why it's lagging like this. Let's just go back a bit and see if it works. Okay, there we go. And I went a little bit too far. I didn't actually have to go into this bit here. Oh no, wait, I think I got it before. Okay. So let me go back a little bit, back a little bit. All right, so then that's that. Okay, so this is the point at which we unlock it. So you can see here, I'm in episode 6, so chapter 1, episode 6. I've started, and now I can go to these events over here, and I can receive that. Now that is going to be that one that I mentioned has the 10 pull in it. You can see the runtime for the account is just ticking over into 17 minutes now, and that's where we get the extra 20 summons. So once you do that, you'll see that my gems, you need 1200 gems to go ahead and do a pull. However, on this account at this stage, I don't have quite enough. You can see I'm at 1010, and you'll see me just sort of fishing around here for a couple gems for a minute to try and find enough gems somewhere. but I couldn't find them, but it is what it is. But then there you go, you got your extra 20 pulls and that you can go ahead and pump out, and then you can, you know, pick up your extra achievements, extra things in the mail, stuff like that. Global may have more gems, which will get you through it, but you can see here I couldn't find enough gems for a 10 pull, so I wanted to test the time to go ahead and get this to 1200, and essentially what I had to do was go ahead here and beat Magna, and that's where I got the extra gems to go ahead and get a 10 pull. So if we go through here, you'll see that I'm at 12:20. Now we're at 21 minutes. Okay, I said to 20 minutes, but 21 minutes here. I fluffed around for a fair bit. And there's your extra 10 pull, and there is your final 10 pull for the reroll. Now, past that, you've got to do a lot of grinding and get through Saucy Village, which takes a really, really long time. But after you do that, that will take you to this point here, where this account is currently at, where I've cleared Saucy Village, and that is what will unlock this summon. But keep in mind, that takes like 37 minutes to get to. So to me, if you don't get good summons in by that clearing 1-5 where you get the 20 extra pulls, you can do your pulls with gems, that is where I would reroll. This is like your final thing with the selective summon. And if we go here to the selective summon, you can see it gives you your summons that you've got. So this was the first thing that I got on my selective summon. If I don't like that, I just go ahead and summon again. And we just keep like going like this. Every one of these is guaranteed to give you at least one SSR unit. So let's go ahead. We're guaranteed for the SSR unit, and then you can also get skill pages in here as well. So let's say that I liked this one. I don't, but let's say I liked this more than my previous one. I could save that result, and it'll show you that it's going to save that one, but I can still keep re-rolling. So the great thing about this is you can always keep your favorite roll that you've got from this, and you never have to lock one in. Like you never have to say, yes, I'm taking that. You can always go all the way to 20, and if you don't get a better one, you can just keep the best one that you had along the way that you like. So for instance, this one better than the last one, I can go ahead and click save, and away we go. And if you don't want to save it, if it's bad, you just keep summoning away. So that is everything to do with the reroll process. Like I said, myself personally, the way I'm going to play it, if we jump back over here, is I'm going to go to chapter 1, episode 5. Clear that. Takes about 17 to 20 minutes to do. It gives me 40 total reroll summons plus the beginner 10 pull. So you end up on 50 summons. You've got a guaranteed Charlotte. And then hopefully I can get some other good stuff in those other summons. If not, I'm going to reroll. There's no point for me going to 37 to 40 minutes of gameplay to get to that selective summon if I didn't get anything else good in the previous summons before that. So hopefully that makes some sense. Probably a long ass video to explain it. I just wanted to go through everything in the rerolls. Like I said, if anything does change massively at global, I will let you know. But at the moment, the best thing I've heard about global is that we should have the delete account function working properly so that we can reroll a lot easier. Anyway, guys, as always, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.